The legend returns.
Benito wants me to take it back from the army.
From mad as a Hatter missionaries to terrible twins, Far Cry has pressed insanity levels into the red zone during recent outings. Volatile scenarios in the latest from Ubisoft are similarly hair-raising, the action can be downright brutal, and yet the core themes feel much more grounded.
Gonna show your face before you shoot me? I'm Dani, a friend of Lita.
During several hours spent shadowing reluctant hero Dani Rojas, the lure of larger-than-life guerrilla warfare became stronger by the minute. The concept of a one-person army proved effective and different enough to what we've grown accustomed to from Far Cry. There's a brooding, methodical approach to progress in which any small victory is worth celebrating. Being Dani is empowering, igniting a real fire in the heart to pursue a soulless dictator.
You know I'm not a guerrilla, right?
Tell Lita that.
I'll give you food, a bed, even a goddamn boat to sail to the Yankees. But it's gonna cost you bullets and blood. You can shoot, so shoot.
We chose to run with the female Dani, though it is possible to select a male avatar at the start, but you cannot change between the two later on. They boast the exact same capabilities and follow an identical script. It transpires early on that Dani is ex-military, trained to kill, but is unwilling to stir things up in her civilian life. But tragedy strikes, and the horrors unfolding demand that Dani takes up arms. The game lucidly captures the sense of Dani starting out with next to nothing, only survival instincts and a hunger for justice. From being accepted by the Libertad rebels to introductions with legendary revolutionaries some hours later, the backstory unfolds at the player's pace. In the early stages, Yara Island disguises the trappings of Far Cry. There's less checking the waypoint icons and more intuitive wayfinding by following guerrilla markings on the rocks and walls.
Something mysterious about this cave. I haven't seen triada symbols since I was a kid.
The journey is often as fulfilling as the destinations. Ancient mysteries add to the intrigue of the island itself, adding an ancestral dimension to the Yaran's cry for help. Stories of the godlike triad and of a hero that must become worthy enough to wield relics of the past. There are puzzles to solve, some of them navigational, while others pure mechanical.
Now this is what I call a treasure.
Military dictator Anton Castillo is a hate-worthy adversary. His misguided cruelty towards his own people ought to set anyone's blood boiling and the injustice bringing a lump to your throat. You may feel duty-bound to chase down every last one of Castillo's associates, the familiar cat and mouse with soldiers around hillsides and small villages. However, the idea of making progress is broader in Far Cry 6. In a way, it's like carefully escorting Dani closer to home. The more you understand, the more Yara belongs to Dani and vice versa. It's a pretty cool theme. On the subject of progress, Dani's core abilities remain the same throughout the adventure. Basics include wall mounting, sliding into cover, which is always cool, and a grapple for climbing and swinging. There are no superpowers or skill trees here. Dani's potency as a guerrilla fighter is linked to gear that's unlocked through experience. We're back to the slow burn process of leveling up. Keeping Dani busy across a broad range of objectives keeps the XP flowing and the levels advancing, leading to more powerful weapons, better protective clothing, and charmed accessories that enhance specific areas of performance. Yes, accessorizing is a major thing in Far Cry 6. The compulsion to acquire superior gear is strong, since low-level weapons are prone to wild recoil patterns and lengthy time to kill. Dani is also dressed pretty much in a paper bag. There's a certain charm to cranky old pistols, rifles and SMGs, but they make hard work of eliminations from range. It's fun to learn the essentials of taking cover, but scurrying to safety soon gets old. The downside of the early battles is that they are messy and kind of embarrassing. On the upside, any improvement is welcome and gear refining becomes a mission in itself. Since Brody in 2012, we expect some sort of crazy with Far Cry. Dani and the gorillas are muy divertido, but that's not the same as cuckoo. Murderous pets, on the other hand, definitely are. So it's hard to take a crocodile assassin or battle rooster seriously, and I also doubt we expected to make a wiener dog an essential accomplice. That being said though, having Guapo chomp off the targets or Chicaron tear into the fray, claws raised and wings flapping is genuinely good strategy. Just as nudging tiny chorizo towards unsuspecting guards as a distraction so that Dani can slink by unnoticed or get close enough to slit their throats is definitely an appreciated game design. These so-called amigos are the Far Cry 6's answer to animal companions in Far Cry 5 and Primal before that. They're not as amazing as say Boomer in Far Cry 5 who tags enemies, but they are entertaining. Guapo is a loan from a mentor owned from the start, but Chicaron, the rooster, and later a pelican named Danilo are introduced via amusing side missions. All things considered, the amigos make valuable contributions to Far Cry 6 and its gameplay. Based on a few hours of gameplay, Far Cry 6 has the potential to be one of the strongest in the series. Dani is a no-nonsense protagonist with a cause we can believe in. Yara Island is a terrific and vast sandbox environment that has an endearing personality all of its own. There's signs of a compelling endgame too, with the gear-oriented power structure. We're inclined to trust that Ubisoft timed its endgame perfectly against the story-driven aspects.
Here she is. And you can't even see the bullet holes.
Thanks a lot.
More than anything, Far Cry 6 and its resolver guerrilla outlook is a vibe that we can definitely get into. As open world settings go, Ubisoft proves its grasp of freedom versus control by design. We're very excited for Far Cry 6. What do you guys think? Let us know down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing. And until next time, farewell.
There's the officer in charge.
Alvarez has the key to the armory. Careful, Dani. He's higher rank. In Castillo's army, that means he's better trained, quicker with the trigger, and a tough motherfucker. This fort is the most protected base on the island. These soldiers have been issued with body armor and helmets. Nothing armor-piercing rounds can't handle. Use the workbench if you need to craft some, and then go snatch that uranium, Dani. That part... parachute I gave you could come in handy here. Just don't drop into the middle of the fort, okay?
Okay, careful, Dani.
Castillo and the Leon de Yara were standing guard. They are preventing the battalion fine residents of Santuario Island. If you have any doubts about the strength of our nation, simply look to the horizon and see the power of our rookie.
And they leech off our resources. They seek only to indulge their own selfish desires and nothing else. A fake Yaran suffers an addiction to chaos, to noise, to indecision and lies. True Yarans understand one simple truth. Nothing comes before country. Nothing
Found the armory.
before Yara.
The uranium is inside. Nah.
Join me in thanking the brave men and women of the Yara military. By putting on the uniform, they have made a promise to stand between you and the chaos of Verdad. As your president, I give our soldiers the best training and place only the best weapons in their hands.
Jump back up to the tank.
All for your protection.
Locked.
When they
Going to
swear
need a
their
key.
loyalty to me, they become warriors of a higher vision. When you see us
Ho! Come! Got the key to the armory! Shit!
The uranium.
Got your fucking uranium, one!
Then get your ass back to me.